Looking up data with VLOOKUP, we're going to have an overview of VLOOKUP, look at common mistakes when using VLOOKUP, error handling when using VLOOKUP, and finally a better alternative to VLOOKUP. This is a sample data for our VLOOKUP tutorial. So we have sales information and we have payments information. So what we are trying to achieve is trying to figure out if you have received a payment for a specific invoice and what is the balance, if any. Here we have the payments in a separate sheet. We have the invoice ID, which is going to be the common link between both these set of data. We're going to use VLOOKUP. How VLOOKUP will normally work is it's going to take this invoice ID and then it's going to keep looking from top to bottom. So as soon as it has the first encounter of the invoice ID, it will take the corresponding value. We'll have to give it an input as to which is the column for which we need the value against the VLOOKUP. Now, a couple of things to remember when using VLOOKUP is that the column which we are looking up, in this case, the invoice ID should be the leftmost column, or it can be in the middle, but we'll be able to look up values only on the right side of this. In case if we have invoice ID here in column E, then we'll not be able to look it up. We'll say equal to VLOOKUP. First parameter is the invoice ID, is what we are looking at, is the lookup value. Next, we need to give the table from which we are going to do this lookup. So this is our table. Next, we have to give the column index number. In this case, we want the value, which is 1, 2, 3. The column index is 3. Then the final value is, are we looking for an exact match or an approximate match? So we're looking for an exact match in this case. So we're going to say 0 for false and close this. Now we have 23,000. We have received a payment here for 23,000. Good. So let's double click here so that the rest of it will fill. Now we have a problem here. What is the problem? We have an error here. Let's look at the error. Value not available error, but we have invoice 2 here. So we don't have 2. We have only 4, 6, 7. But 4 again is not available here. Why is this? So there is a small error here, which is a very frequent error when using VLOOKUP. If you look, we have defined all of this as dynamic ranges. So for when it's looking for value from B1, it's looking for this whole range, which we map. When it's looking for B2, it is shifting the range to be like this. So similar to that, as it goes down, the range is getting shifted. This should not happen. So we'll go and correct our formula. Now, this is a very common error. If you're making this error, please be aware. So you can go here, click here and press F4. So once you have both the dollar signs, it means that your range is fixed. So we are doing a fixed range here. We'll say enter. Now we'll double click here. Now you'll see that wherever we have values, we have those values here. One of the things is like now we have NA coming here. This is because this value is not found in the sheet, but it's better to have some defined value. How we can handle an error with VLOOKUP is there is a function called if error. We'll say if error. Okay, so this is the value, but in case this is the default value is what the VLOOKUP returns. But if the VLOOKUP returns an error, the value we want to put is 0. If error takes two parameters, what is the default value and what is the value if the default value is an error value? We'll say 0 and then drag it down. Now, if you look at it, we have zeros here. This is a neat way of doing this. We'll add a column called balance here. We'll say equal to invoice value minus payment receipt. So now we know what is the outstanding from different customers. Now, there is a better way to do this. If you look at it, we have a file, we have two sheets, sales and payments. We'll create a new file. We're going to use Power Query here. We'll go to data, get data from file from workbook. I'm going to look at the data here. I'm going to choose the workbook which has both those sheets, sales and payments. Select multiple items. We're going to select both the tables, payments and then we say transform data. Now you can look at it. We have both our data. We want to append payments onto the sales table. So we're going to go to sales table and say go to merge queries. Okay, so we're going to merge two tables. So we're going to merge sales with payments based on the invoice ID column. Okay, and we're using a left outer join, which means that all values in sales and only the matching values from payments will be retrieved. These will be merged as additional columns here. If you look at it, it's showing columns 7 and 8 here as null. These are nothing but the columns which we had inserted in the data for the VLOOKUP and the balance. So that's saved to the file. So it's showing it here. We're going to use left outer join. There are a lot of other types of join depending upon where the data is coming from. In case the sales is here and the payments is here, then we'll go for the right outer join, because we want to, for every sale, we want to check if we have received a payment. We'll say okay, and we can look at it. We'll delete these columns. These columns are not required. So now if you look at it, this is the payments table. This is the sales table. The payments table has been added here. We can expand this data by clicking on that button. Now we can see that we have the payments information as well. So the information we are interested in is the value. We'll select the columns we want to delete. We'll say remove columns. Now we have value. We have nulls here, so we can replace this null with 0. We'll go here, transform, replace value, replace values. We'll say null with 0. Okay. And then we need to add our balance column. We'll go to add column, custom column. We'll call balance equal to value minus payments value. Okay, so we got the balance here. Data type, this is basically currency, so we'll say currency, and this is also currency. We'll say currency. Okay, now that's about it. We can load this data. We can go here, file, close and load to. So we're going to get an option, import data. So we can either load it as a table or as only create connection. We're going to say table. And if you go to the sales, you can see the sales table here. So now this is a better approach than using VLOOKUP, because in case you have additional rows or tomorrow your data changes, your files change, you don't have to do a VLOOKUP across different files. You don't have to do this again and again. You simply have to refresh the data and everything will be taken care automatically. We'll do a refresh all. I hope this was useful. Please use the comments to share your feedback. Thank you.